Did she recognize you?
No, it was too crazy in there, Ebro. It was too crazy. There was a moment we were sitting there, right? Sherry Shepherd was like behind me, and then Felicia Rashad sits down, and everyone just stops because she looked like an angel. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Felicia Rashad.
Everybody just stopped.
Okay, yesterday I had a trade
Yeah,
longing into this area, and that trade hit.
probably.
Now I think
She has a built-in fan, like a.
I'm just going to.
She got to walk on a magic carpet.
What time is it? It's 6:45. I'm just gonna short it.
So it was, yeah, that was such a treat for everybody there. But guys, Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats were in the building. Alicia did a special speech, but if you can do
That might have been too aggressive, but it's fine. We're not gonna worry about it.
I watched it last night. I was shaking. I was like, God, this is.
I have a
I'm like,
gold
Last night was the first time you saw her?
position
second time, and I still shed tears.
that is short.
I can't. Yo, Rosenberg, did you get an invite?
Just kidding.
I actually did. Where'd you get your invite from?
The gold position is
You
long.
actually thought of me and Laura and not you. This is never.
I see what's happening
You're
here.
gonna have to hold this L and hold it tight. Nah, man. I put y'all on the Hell's Kitchen. Y'all didn't even know about it. I put y'all on, man. It didn't come from the Hell's Kitchen.
Let's look at our gold.
So I can't say. I'm about to text
Long.
Alicia right. Yo, I'm texting Alicia Keys right now to hate on whoever did PR. You'll never get work in this town again.
By the way, before you do that, why don't you like check your messages and DMs and stuff and see if you weren't invited?
TMs.
Like, just why don't you make sure you weren't? Because honestly, no one believed you. And by the way, this level, Laura, the amount of things Ebro's come
I don't know if that was right or wrong. We're not worried about it.
And Laura and I, we don't even know what you're talking about. I was at the Brooklyn Museum sitting on Jay-Z's lap. We were playing cards. They were giving out money. It was crazy. And
And
we
then
were
he
like,
goes,
oh.
and then he's like, you should have been there. I'm like, what?
And then he said, you should have been there. And we just go, all right, go to commercial. End of the day. We don't go, well, someone's going to hear about this. Go, you know what, straight Karen.
Nobody's gonna work in this town ever again.
Straight Karen.
Oh God! But yes, guys, go watch it. It is fantastic if you have the opportunity to, because it's phenomenal. It's just.
Yo, Laura, how did you get into the Hell's Kitchen last time?
Somebody invited us. So, and then if you need a little refresher, we have a wonderful conversation about it with Alicia Keys.
Who booked that conversation with Alicia Keys last time?
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't remember where that came from.
Don't know.
Okay, so
Anyway,
But I
that's
took
your
girl
flashlight
last night.
report.
Sorry, I missed it.
It was
So,
wonderful.
that's why you don't get invited to nothing.
That's a liar.
Yeah, I had plans.
Wow, you couldn't break plans with Felicia Rashad, Alicia Keys, and Ava DuVernay? Wow, bro.
Honestly,
That's your flash of lights report. The time is 7:03. A high of 51 degrees. Alternate side parking is in effect.
Yo, where was it at, Laura?
At the theater, the Schubert Theater.
Oh, it was in the Schubert.
Yes.
So it was just, it was
here,
just
let's
like
set up
dinner,
our
sit down.
orb.
No, it was a
they did like a
something,
red
yeah.
carpet and the show.
Yes.
That's it.
The show and it was
Honestly-
after party there. I'm
So this
walking.
is the orb.
By the way, you really would have went on a weeknight again to see a show again. I don't know.
I would probably try to take Issa and told her she didn't have to go to school today. She wasn't going to school again. We've already been twice. Well, I've been twice. She's been once.
Well, chill out, man. Once is enough. Don't spoil these.
Nah, man. Issa's in the Broadway. That's her thing.
Okay.
That's her show right now.
Meanwhile, gold's doing something like this.
She really told me straight up that she wants to.
Kids her age.
Yeah, she really told me straight up that's what she wants to do. She wants to like be a Broadway performer. Yeah, man. I was like, you sure? That's rigorous, buddy. That's a lot of work. A lot of work.
Stop
So,
underneath
she's
here.
who knows what it's called.
3, 2, 3, 1.
Congratulations, you played the show.
3, 2, 3, 1.
Zero and Laura and Rosenberg.
56 bucks.
7 minutes worth for you.
I'll take it. Target is going to be back at the highs. All right, so we got gold. We are long gold. We're long gold. Here, let's
If you call it that, then stop. Well, I guess it's not pop. If Drake got something to say.
All the rappers got something to say.
Well,
Flo Rida got something to say.
yeah, but guess what? I mean,
MC Hammer had something to say.
he did. Well, guess what?
Today's Q-Tip's birthday.
Kendrick
Yes,
Lamar got something to say.
not only is it happy birthday Q-Tip, but today is 35 years to the day since People's Instinctive Travels.
Ooh, people's instinctive paths and travels of extermination.
The debut album's 35 years ago.
What's the biggest song of that? Wallet?
I think Bonita than Left My Wallet. Can I think
Bonita's
better than Left
yo,
My
son.
Wallet?
Bonita, what's the biggest song?
Can I kick it? You could argue Can I Kick It?
Can I kick it? But it is not Bonita Appleton.
Bonita's
You could argue Can I Kick It, and I would hit you with this butt.
Congratulations.
Are you crazy?
Nah, Can I Kick It's big, bro.
Can I kick it as big as hell?
It is not bigger than Bonita Applebum.
Never bigger than Bonita Applebum.
Bonita Applebum is bigger culturally amongst us, I think.
What?
But can I kick it?
Okay, our gold trade
You said it backwards.
is wrong.
No.
Bonita Applebum is big
Big audience stadium. If you say can I kick it, they gonna say yes.
Yes, Shawnee might be right. I think Shawnee might be right.
Applebum in a huge stadium.
But guys, first of all, guys. People, both songs I'm not saying aren't big. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying Bonita Applebum as a song,
Right.
not a crowd response, not a whatever, just a song that people play. Bonita Applebum had longer legs.
That's what played or play to this day.
Play.
Because wasn't it?
What?
Can I Kick It in a gigantic movie? A kid movie?
I can't help but to think that
No.
People don't
For
listen
the-
to Can I Kick It for play. Bonita Applebum just plays, bro. Just plays.
Yeah, but Shawnee's point was bigger, not culturally bigger, but like globally bigger. I don't know that he's wrong. Because Can I Kick It, that call and response? What movie is it in, bro? You mentioned it recently.
And it's taken off of the
Trolls or
original.
something?
No, it's not a troll.
It's in one of the movies. It's in a big joint.
Yeah, it's in a book.
Bonita.
But no, I'm not saying, but guys. Whatever you want. Say whatever you want.
It's trying to sway me though. Now that I think about it.
Culturally, it's got legs.
Think about it.
I mean, globally, it's got legs.
Globally, it's big.
But Bonita was the bigger hip hop smash.
5, 4, 8, 2.
Hip hop smash.
I think, honestly, Bonita Applebum, the beat and that sample and the whole thing. Wow.
No, this is.
I mean, for me, this for sure.
Yeah, for me, this is the bird.
But the average household, you say Bonita Applebum, can I kick it? They know can I kick it.
And they don't know Bonita Applebum.
You say Bonita Applebum, they'll be like, huh? The average household.
The non-hip hop house. Facetious. Who says that in the song?
Top priority.
When did you say facetious last?
I don't think I ever.
Ain't no need to question it.
This is a song.
Okay. I'm looking at gold again, and I'm seeing something slightly different.
You like the hip hop song, you know?
See this little range right here? We might get a reaction off of this range.
I learned yesterday.
Yeah.
Q-Tip, I convinced Q-Tip to call into the afternoon show. Don Hahn and Rosenberg talking about New York sports. You guys know, right? Big
Let's look at
Big Jets guy. We talked draft. We talked
ES for a minute.
And we talked 35 years of the album, right? First of all, the fact that he said he was 14 and 15 when he started making these records. They didn't come out till he was 19.
Man, I really would have liked to have been awake for this move,
Insane. But I wasn't who my
but I didn't have to be because I had my trade set up already.
Like, I went to the World Series. I was like,
So I think being that we got this move, 530 to 655 here to here,
I got, and
I would argue that this move is over and we should be getting
it wasn't all bad.
a corrective rotation
I got to go
down.
to the game with my close friend, Paul Simon.
Okay.
I went, what?
So gold, yeah, gold is back here
Never mentioned
doing
we were
that.
friends with Paul Simon. He was like, hey, no. I was like, Tip, he's my other you. How do you guys know each other? This is crazy. So that blew my mind. And I was like, did Paul Simon know Tribe music? He was
Of
like,
course.
yeah. I was like,
And he's from Queens.
Queens. Yo, the fact that I didn't know that hit me with the button, Sean. I should have known this.
Why would you have known this?
I should have asked. I don't know.
Why would you ask? Yo, hit yourself with a button for I should have known this, as if you like should have. What?
Maybe I wish I knew this.
There you go. That's fine. I wish I. But you know what?
If I would have
Yo, shout to Q-Tip for not telling you because you've been annoying about it. That's why I didn't tell you.
Hey, by the way, exactly.
Happy birthday to our friend Q-Tip.
I was like, Tim, we should go to a Yankee game this year. And he was like, yeah, maybe me, you, and Paul. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do that. Don't do that, sir.
Yo, man. Hey, so listen, guys, the market, right back. Yo, it jumps right back one day.
America's already been made great again. It only took 2 days.
It only took one day in a tweet.
We're great again, guys.
Here we go.
All right.
Hit everybody with the button.
We got a little bit of a
Congratulations.
A little bit up.
On this roller coaster. And by the way, hit America with the button because your man Trump is doing market manipulation right in your face, and there's nothing you can do about it. Straight corruption. Straight corruption. He tweeted, buy the dip. Yo, the president of the United States is telling people what to do in the market, and the market is responding. And he's doing it publicly.
I don't understand. It's a great time to get in the market. He's literally telling people, do it right. Yo, but Ebro, this isn't the first time. I know. Was it you who was watching a clip? Maybe it was you in front of me. I remember someone was just watching a clip of which senator? Oh no, it was Chris Murphy, maybe, saying the Trump meme coin is one of the craziest things that has ever happened in American history, and no one's even talking about it. The president of the United States came up with a scheme for you to buy his product, and is selling it from the White House. We don't say boo.
No. Hit America with the button, bro. It's over.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
A lot. I don't know how we come back from all of this whole last 12 years.
Shenanigans.
Don't know how we come back. Well, at least the last 10 right now, but, bro.
Emotional roller coasters.
Not to mention, he has been upping the conversation, if you've been paying attention. The conversation about eliminating term limits so he never leaves office, like that's going up.
Yeah.
And we know he's changing laws. He's writing executive orders every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every day you guys realize that this guy is writing executive orders to personally attack law firms that have tried to come after him.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Forcing them to do pro bono work for them.
He will
Or else.
He will sit there and go, this is a very important, I'm very proud to sign this. This is very important for America. Barnacle, Robertson, and Jacobs. You are no longer allowed. And he just will go after an individual. They are no longer allowed to do federal work. Guys, these are Washington law firms. They only survive on federal work. That is what
Well,
they
not
do.
anymore. Hit them with the button. How dare they?
Congratulations.
But by the way, he said he was going to go after people personally on his first day. I mean, he's late, actually. It's like his 90th day coming up. He's late. You know what I mean? Or maybe 120 days. I don't know how many days, but my math is bad. But nonetheless, it's all been a spiral and a roller coaster. But those that voted for it,
You played yourself.
this is what you wanted. And you can say what you want about President Trump, corruption, and all the above. But guess what? He tries to keep his word, whether he's going to break a law or not. And people love it.
Oh, keeps people going.
That's what they like. Chaos.
This is
They
crazy.
love chaos, confusion, turmoil. That's what the people signed up for. Good show.
That's what they want.
Laura, what you got on your list today?
Interactive.
You can just hit me with the button because I had more Trump stuff, and I'm just like, why am I even bringing this up?
Congratulations.
Like, I
There you
can't.
You played
Good job.
yourself.
Good job.
I can't. I just saw that the Trump administration has frozen over $1 billion in federal funding for Cornell University as they investigate alleged civil rights violations at the schools. Meanwhile, they're freezing actual civil rights violations that are happening.
Yes.
But What kind of civil rights violations do you think they're looking for in schools?
You know, the ones that, you know, violate the rights of white men.
Oh my God.
Because, you know, that is a marginalized group in this society. Tough times for those white guys.
Man, just hit the button again.
Hit
Yeah.
the button.
Now, you guys are going to have to listen. Maybe I've gotten here faster. I don't know. But this whole being upset about what people voted for thing, you got to move on, B.
You just said it
See, it's
10
hard to
seconds
move on though because this affects people.
No, I wasn't upset about it. I was just hitting people with the button. I was like, it's over, lot. But I'm not, you know, Laura's here exasperated. Head down, rubbing her head, like, can't take it.
Ebro has been saying, we gotta prepare. We cannot get caught up and worn out because this is what they want.
That's right. You gotta buckle up, lock in for the long haul.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Rosenberg was popping.
Well, mine is the other story that I was gonna tell you guys that blew my mind.
Okay.
Come on.
Now, I know everyone out there will not be familiar with this artist, but he did just get big doing a record recently for Drake, and it's become a big deal. And that is the producer Conductor Williams.
That's right.
Okay.
I was very excited to interview him yesterday.
Okay.
He doesn't do a lot of sit-down interviews.
He sure doesn't.
He has an interview. His album coming out with Rome Streets in May, and we did an interview that I'm gonna upload shortly. And I was yesterday.
My gold trade
when
popping.
he's telling me about his life and you know the challenges of being married with kids, working a full-time job, and he was trying to make it in music. And he started telling me that he was a conductor for an engineering blah 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 conductor that is literally a train conductor taking things like ethanol across the country. Freight Ebro with gigantic important things. He was taking them across the country, and at that moment I looked at him and said, I did not know that's why your name was Conductor. And my head almost exploded, bro. I was like, I
Oh,
thought
you're a train conductor. You thought he was just conducting productions. You thought he was just conducting hip-hop productions.
isn't that the logical thing for a conductor? Yeah, like John Williams, you know, like he's a great music conductor.
Nah, your man was a train conductor. He wore the hat and everything and pulled the choo-choo horn.
This is what's said the choo-choo horn.
That, like, if you mess up while with that train, you are killing thousands of people. Like, it takes serious work, man. Yo, people's music stories, man. If you're out there right now and you're doing music, keep grinding, bro. This could be a grind.
Super grind.
Don't give up and hit yourself with this button right here.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
With Laura Styles and Rosenberg.
I'm always just amazed when people do like really hard jobs that are like, if you mess up, there's like major consequences. You know
A
what
lot
I
of
mean?
people listening right now, they do those type of jobs.
Exactly. And like, well, when people ask about our lifestyle and hard work, I'm like, hard work? Yeah, I do a lot of work. But talking into a microphone,
It's not. We're not hanging from the side of buildings.
Bro.
I have a friend, shout out to my man, shout out to my guy Nick. He, you know those super, super high cranes? Like, I mean the super high ones where you're like, yo, who is in that booth swinging that beam
Yes.
at the top of that bridge? Who climbs up in that joint every day? I got a friend that does that, bro.
nah, man.
Windy day, I like all the days, bro. In there, rain, in the top of the tip.
No.
Nah, son.
No.
That's crazy. I have a friend who listens to our show who loves us, is a surgeon. I'm like, bro, your lives of people are in your hands every day. Every day.
I have a friend who's a bus driver.
Like,
What?
what?
City MTA bus
Nah.
driver?
Tough.
Shout to Leighton. It's a lot. They
Yo,
take it a
the
lot.
bus, yo, shout to the bus drivers. And I have one request. Can y'all stop driving those things like they're two-door Porsches, though?
You got to.
You know what I'm saying? Just, I mean, bruh, I'm right here. I'm in your blind spot, my G. Like, my God.
I had the conversation. They got to, man. I'm gonna defend the bus drivers. They have to play defensive driving out here because we driving crazy around them. So they
don't gotta splash us when they drive too close to the curb, though.
No, they do. It's a get back. Somebody got to catch you. For everything they're going through, somebody got to catch you.
Just Sonny, don't take away the only joy of their life.
They gotta deal
Good
with
job.
outside, right? Traffic. Imagine and all the people inside.
It's a
Headaches
mess.
they deal with
It's a
every
mess.
single day.
And speaking of which, I sat on a plane yesterday next to, speaking of tough jobs, next to a police officer in Newark, who's his gig is just rolling around Newark, doing prisoner transport, stuff like that. Very cool dude. We had a nice, honest conversation about policing in this country. Great talk. And he told me that his brother, James Judge, is a fireman at Belleville Fire Department in New Jersey. He wanted to shout him out. James Judge,
Yes.
Belleville Fire Department.
There you go.
You talk about jobs that I am not built for.
Thank you. Salute to you guys, man.
Since you shouting out firemen, I got to shout out my friend who's the head fire chief in Chatham, New Jersey, too.
I
My man Kyle McPherson.
gotta shout out my brother-in-law who's a chief out in Comac.
There you go. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Listen,
My
it's
friend Iran's husband, Chris, he's a fireman.
Chris,
too.
hey, Chris, that's my guy.
Yo, shout out to my sister who's a doctor. She's
Yo,
wait, we were focused on firefighters for a moment. They were having a moment. It's a great gig. You chill with your friends until you get a phone call and you have to literally walk into a fire.
Well, by great gig, you got to live at the fire station for 3 to 4 days a week, by the way.
Well, it
And
depends.
just save
It depends.
lives. Save lives. And
Yeah.
just take care of people's stupidity. Because you know a lot of them fires are just people being stupid.
True.
Well, and just like, we shout out teachers and policemen and fire people a lot. I can't believe, like, the amount they have to fight to get money. I can't believe teachers get paid the amount they get paid. It's
What about
I almost
EMT
cursed.
workers, bro?
Yeah,
EMT
facts.
workers.
I can't, bro. Like, I can't believe we live in a society where these people have to, like, beg to get raises.
That's
Like,
crazy.
it's kind of nuts, bro. 97 minutes commercial free. Cast 1 on a Thursday. Rain later on. And next, the Genius John is pulling up with a Genius John gem of the day.
Give them what they asked for. It's not enough. Solid left, but it's not enough. You better reach that, but it's not enough.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome, with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local LA Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming and 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Yo, shout out to the dads out here that's finding out their dads. Now, my boy just got out, and I was hanging with him yesterday, and he was asking about my family and kids. I was telling him he's great. I was like, yo, you ain't got no kids yet, bro? He was like, yeah, I got a son who's 25 years old. I was like, what? He's like, I just found out. And he's living with me right now. I was like, huh?
Crazy.
I was like, you sure that's your son? He was like, yeah, I did the whole test, everything. I was like, well, why is he living with you? Like, where's the guy who raised him?
If there was a guy.
No, there was. Like, apparently the mom had married, but then when the guy found out, the guy thought both kids was his. Just found out that the one of the kids is from the marriage, but the older kid was with my guy, my boy.
Wow.
Yo, real life TV-ish.
That's what I'm saying. That's why when they ask dudes, like, you got any kids? Brothers be like, I don't think so.
Ain't nobody called.
Ain't nobody called. There's a lot of things.
I used to say that before I had kids, too. People be like, yo, because I didn't have Issa until I was like 39. And I was like, you ain't got no kids? I was like, I would think with all the public talking I'm doing, somebody would have popped up thinking I had bread and was like, this is your child.
Yeah, brother been outside.
But they haven't. So I just got 2.
Okay.
So we good.
I mean, ain't nobody 25 years old yet. Might get a son. You know what I mean?
Yo, call right now, 800-223-9797. Bring in the DJ, John. He's a genius. It's DJ John. Johnny. DJ John. Johnny. DJ John. Yo, Griff, since you love keeping track of things, We got one more thing to add to your plate. The Genius John Gem of the Day. So we can actually see if he's, dropping gems that, have impact. Yesterday's was good. He came out the gate. John, you remember what he said yesterday?
The reason why they build sidewalks, because the streets ain't built for everywhere.
That's right.
But the streets ain't there for it.
Streets ain't for everybody.
Streets ain't for everybody. That is a Genius John Gem of the Day. Today's Genius John Gem of the Day. While you call and get ready to ask Genius John a question, your Gem of the Day, DJ John.
It's a collaboration of all sorts, inspired by a late great friend, Mr. C.
Hey, R.I.P. Mr. C.
And he helped a guy named Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
And his quote that it's always true to this day: a gem for life. Never get high off your own supply.
There you go, John. There you go. Good job. Well, and that can be applied to many things, not just dealing, street pharmaceuticals.
True.
That can be applied to the supply of even like your own persona or your own confidence or, these things where we all get high off our own, what they used to call like your press notes. Where you start believing.
Don't believe the press clipping.
The press clipping is like your itch don't stink.
Ebro, what
your itch don't stink.
What you're doing to clean this up and keep the streak going, I really like what you've done.
Right.
But also, how do we go through that and not mention that today is the 1 year anniversary since we lost Mr. C?
Oh, I thought that's why John was bringing it up.
Yeah.
Me too. But he didn't actually include it in the thing.
Well, I was letting Ebro talk, so I went, then Ebro chimed in.
And then we was gonna close.
Yeah. I don't think it seemed like it's.
Well, listen, I can speak confidently that Mr. C was, if he's over us listening to this whole thing, he would gladly roast you as well. So.
Well, he will also say, "Yo, Peter, put an egg in your shoe and beat it." So.
John, do you want to talk about the time Mr. C left you out to dry while you were DJing and just completely got you smoked in public?
Oh yeah, you can see it on 97.com.
It's on Hot 97. You can go find it on YouTube.
Somewhere on YouTube. Yeah.
Wait, what happened? You got
Give us the short version.
Short version, basically Steve roasted me on stage while DJing for a Wu-Tang show. He asked me to play a Kanye verse, and then it didn't go well. And then he asked me to play a Soulja Boy that didn't go well. And then I got booed. And then on icing on the cake, he just roasted me, like, saying, "Oh, this bad whack DJ." I'm like, "Bro, you hired me.
So
like,
no,
bro,
he
you
had
asked me to do it."
He had him play the songs, and then he grabbed the mic and trashed him in front of the crowd. That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Oh, man. Yo, Sam is on the line. Let's go, Sam. You're up, kid. What's happening? Now, John, you got tickets, too.
Ooh, yes, sir. Summer Jam 2025. Tickets, you'll be in the building if you get this right. Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, June 20th. A Boogie, Gunna, Glorilla, and more. Tickets on sale. Tickets on sale now. Get your tickets now. Also,
Tickets on sale now. Get your tickets now.
Yeah, I'm saying at Ticketmaster.com. Made hot in part by Boost Mobile and Hot 97.
Only in part.
Yeah.
Boost Mobile. What happened to the other part?
Hello.
They put something on it. They put something on it real quick. Sam, what is your question for DJ John so we can get you in this Summer Jam, June 20th, Prudential Center?
All right. My question is, who got the fastest knockout in the UFC?
The fastest knockout in the UFC, who has it? DJ John.
John Jones.
John says John Jones. Sam, what's the answer?
Jorge Masvidal in 1 second, but by the time the ref got to it, it was 4 seconds.
Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
There you go. Sam, you going to Summer Jam.
Okay, here, there's two thoughts here.
It's love, bro. Appreciate you, too, for listening. Hang on, we want to get your info.
I think...
Y'all every morning. I love y'all, man.
Nah, it's love. We love you, too, bro. It's really appreciated. Seriously. Do you guys think we appreciate our listeners enough? Do we need to do more? I feel like we need to do more.
We named them, which is cool.
Friends of the show.
Yeah, makes them feel like, let them know that. And friends, F could be friends or family. Right?
That's right.
So, we saw them.
Well, Fox could be spelled with 2 F's. Fox. Friends, family of the show.
That's right.
By the way, Ebro, you're forgetting that, and even though Masvidal turned out to be a D-bag as well, you're forgetting about that knockout. It was against the very open and proud Trumper, who was like a racist.
Oh, right.
And Masvidal, they rang the bell. He ran and jumped into him, and his knee just landed flush on his chin.
Yeah.
And just bed, 1 second bedtime after you've been talking crazy. It was.
Bedtime.
But yeah, so should we be doing more in appreciation? Do people even want that from us, or they just appreciate it? The appreciation is us doing a compelling program each day.
In terms of the orb happening right now, I'm not seeing it. So we have 645 high here, a little bit of overthrow here, some more overthrow here. However, if I'm zooming out, there's still some more there's still some more meat on the bone in terms of supply going this way. It's not a lot, but it's still there. So, oof, this is a doozy. The 5-minute jewel giving us a sell signal around the appropriate time. 15 minutes not actually there yet, so this is where it gets a little toughy. We don't have confluence across our 3 major indicators for reversal here.
Start going off on everybody. Start good. I mean, but I'll put names to it.
If I want to zoom out for a second and see.
I told y'all, listen, where's that Quincy Jones article that y'all said stuff in the article wasn't real and his family had to come out and say, yo, he's old man, he don't know what he's talking about before he passed? I thought everything in the article was real, and I was appreciative of Quincy Jones. That's right. But everybody was like, no, whoa, that's not. That's gonna be you. I just can't wait. Stick to it.
So this thing could break a little bit. What the fuck? What time is it? Is there news that I missed? Today, there's some data this morning at 5:30, nothing. Bill auction, no. All right, so yeah, I think this is valid. I think the target would be here.
Ray J called him and was basically asking him like, how come he hasn't been invited to this sleepover?
Oh, man.
It was just strange, you know what I mean? Like, it was weird.
The gold trade's still popping. So let's just summarize this for a second. We are long gold, we are shorts. Yes. I was asking myself just now, like, was there a way that this could have been cleaner in terms of management? And I think the one note I would say is the stops were too tight. Because wicking through this is one thing, closing above it is another. And we did not get a close above it. All right, so we're at VWAP.
I don't know how to be better than who I am. I try to get depressed trying to change when I don't have a
I want to see what happens here because it may reverse here, it may continue here. And one thing I thought yesterday was I want to get better at identifying these areas for reversal and not necessarily closing there because we can increase our multiple by actively saying if this is take profit target number 1, we can move our stop here. after we get to the second take profit target, or seeing a reversal and then closing out on the reversal. So I'm going to hold here, and then what I'm going to do
Promote something next.
is do a one contract buy stop
Why would he's a serial
at VWAP.
So yes, he's gonna promote something.
So yeah, we're wishing him the best. That's your flashing lights report. The time is 8:04. High of 51 degrees. Rain late tonight in alternate site parking.
Terrence Howard, I don't know who he's talking to. Is it a movie trailer? Does he really got me? Was this a monologue? Was this is he auditioning for an old Western film? I'm not sure. But we're gonna have to listen in the next 5 minutes to Terrence Howard. I haven't heard this yet. I don't even know. No, you gotta hear it. You gotta hear it. I mean, and the question I have is, was Terrence Howard ever acting? This is really who he is. He was never actually acting.
I've always kind of thought that.
Hey, Lord, man, it's Ebro Laura Rosenberg. Ebro in the morning with Laura Stars and Rosenberg.
Welcome to Intense Energy, presented by Energy Transfer, where we talk all things oil and natural gas. Oil and gas drive our economy, ensure our country's security, and open pathways to brighter futures. Every day, more oil and natural gas than you can imagine moves across the U.S. through 2.5 million miles of underground pipelines, hundreds of rail cars, and countless tanker trucks to meet the needs of our country. But did you know that pipelines are 40 times safer than rail and truck, according to government statistics? Companies like ours use state-of-the-art satellites and sophisticated control centers to monitor pipelines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are dedicated to getting you the energy you need safely and reliably. Look around, and you'll see the essential role oil and gas plays in our modern lives. Our world needs oil and gas, and people rely on us to deliver it. To learn more,
If I had the other combine open, I would be long here.
Yo, it's Ebro Laura Rosenberg. Good morning. So would you guys like to know what we're talking about off the air, or should we just... And if I set it up that way, then they better be like, absolutely, bro. Why would you even bring that up? Laura Styles is trying to convince the house over at her side of things that they need another pet. Oh, God.
Why are you saying another? A pet.
A pet.
Yes. I feel like I want a little dog. And so does Kenza. But my man is like, nah, you know.
And he's saying that because what?
Care of the dog.
He's saying that because what?
He has his own trauma with pets. Like he's like a castaway. He doesn't want to deal with it. Eventually they're gonna die. I'm like, why you're gonna get a cool? Look, we got a cool over a decade. For the most part with the dog, you get over a decade because it depends on the breed and it depends on everything. But I'm just gonna say, for the most part, right? You have a cool little 10 wonderful, fantastic years.
Yep.
And he's just like, I don't want to deal with another death in the family. I'm like, God, why do you have to go there? Like, let's focus on
That's
the
very common.
fun.
I'm telling you right now, in my experience over the last now just over a month of talking to people about Rocky, men very often are like, that's why I'm never getting a dog.
I don't want to deal with that. I hear you guys, like in the last, I don't know, 4 months, I have like 4 or 5 people in my circle that have lost pets, and it's like deaths. And I'm like, I see it. Man, you have a choice. Not you, but I have a choice.
Yeah.
I have a choice.
There's also a ton of responsibility.
That part.
You gotta be home by this time because you gotta feed the dog.
My wife.
Yeah, yo, wait.
$2,000 a year, and make $38,000 a year. You got 20 children, you don't put in $7,000 thereabouts. He never files the ITC. All by yourself. That's 20 grand. That's not money down payment on a $100,000 house, burning outside of central Atlanta. one of the 7 counties, right? Buy the house, live in it, don't save, right? Get you a term life insurance policy, or a term policy, $20 a month, $100,000 policy. Okay, listen, makes sense. You get $1 million policy, actually, it's about $100,000. There's your generation. And it won't be, it's not when you, if you're gonna die, it's when you go die. I don't know how long you're gonna live, I know you're gonna die. So when you die, pass on, have a will, and then that $1 million down on your children, or your wife, whoever you like. Now you got your rest of your generation. Use the equity of that house, like 3 years, you put the equity out, buy another phase, something that looks get that whole thing where both of them like be contractors, not your cousin. Get a qualified contractor, be at that with a budget, the business, hold them accountable. Be at and rest. Do that 3 times for the small dog. That's it.
Was the biggest sports agent in the world. He represented 20% of the Major League Baseball players and all the best NBA players. Kobe, Tracy McGrady. He wants to try a flight from LA to Duke University where he's going to have an interview with the guy who's going to be the #1 pick in the NBA draft. This athlete is going to be worth tens of millions of dollars to the firm. Set up the flight. I get a call from Arn Teller. I'm 29 years old. I just started this company and I'm Jesse, there's a 9-hour mechanical delay. I just got a call from your customer service. I'm gonna miss the meeting. Arn, Jesse, I am so sorry. I just got off with our customer service team. It's a 9-hour delay. 1 out of every 100 flights has a mechanical issue, and I'm so sorry this happened to you. I would gladly sit there for 10 days to take away this delay, but I can't. But anyone that tells you that you're never gonna have a problem with a flight is lying and will never miss a seat. But I'm a 29-year-old kid, Arn. I just started this company with my partner. If you ever give me another chance, I'll do everything in my power to make your family and your flights as good as they can possibly be. This is out of my control. Somebody stop us. You know what? If this kid doesn't want me to change because my airplane broke, I don't want to fly. And he signed, and he wrote 100 jet hours, like $1 million to Kobe Bryant's and DJ. And then he did it for Tracy McGrady, and then he did it for every athlete. And he took my company from here to here because of how we handle it. When you're faced with challenging times, how you handle it can be your greatest asset.
Just got back in the group, but you didn't say he said that. He was on something else. So if he's not worried about that.
No, he brings up everything you said. I have an answer for all of it. I'll take care of it. Like I always
Yeah, but see, that's so while I feel like you take care of it, he's probably like, yeah, but I have to hear about it. And so a lot of times when women are like, yo, I'll take care of it, it doesn't
do people reach out to you for online fitness or you train in face-to-face?
Disposition about it.
Okay.
So we would rather
So if somebody reached out and requested some information, maybe somebody hits you up on Instagram and you get on the phone with them or get on a Zoom call with them, what's the first thing that you should do? Most people are like, listen, let me tell you what you need to train. This is how I do it. This is what we do. We train time under tension. A lot of guys go in the gym and go, Kevin, I live slow reps. That's how I do things. What am I doing? I'm explaining to him how I do my stuff. Don't do that. When he's selling what he does, I'm thinking about what he's saying, and I can disagree with one thing and talk myself out of doing business with him. His #1 goal is to, hey, #1, you requested some information from me about training and getting in shape. Hey, let me ask you a question. Why did you reach out? What is the problem? You want to lose weight. Have you tried to lose weight in the life?
By the way, another research breakdown for a kid. There's nothing wrong with avoidance.
And what happened?
You guys are saying like, oh, you just want to avoid. Yeah,
and so
this is enough trauma in this world that I'm not going to be able to control and avoid this. I can control and avoid.
Have I said anything about my training program? Have I tried to sell him like, hey, are you ready to look great? Are you ready to go to the next level? Are you ready to put your favorite suit on yourself or feel amazing? That's what salespeople. And just tell me everything I want to know. Allow people to feel the results. What would it feel like if you could look up in just 90 days, look in the mirror and literally see your high school?
It's not even close, really.
What would it feel like?
As bad as
That's why you
this
reach
is,
out to
dogs
them.
are so
Anytime that you're talking to somebody, if you will ask questions,
is because you
people will tell
literally
you
love
exactly
them
what
more
they
than,
want,
I'm not joking,
exactly
more
what they
than
reached
any
out
other human in your life. Maybe, except for your kids. Your kids are the only other humans you definitively love more. Everybody else has too much drama. There's other stuff stuff in there. With the dog, love.
So Rosa,
His face is crazy. He's looking at you like.
Shorty's like, you mean this thing that lives outside?
Right. So the animal in the car though.
Yeah, Shawnee's never met the dog. But if you had talked to it, if you had spent some time, you would have understood it.
well, look, I agree with everything Rosenberg just said. Okay, and that's a fact. I've had dogs in my life. I love dogs. Wish I could have them. I could, but I don't have the time. I literally don't. And back to what I was just saying earlier, Ricardo, if you hear my voice, I know Laura, and I know you have to hear it. I got it. I'm so tired. And you still gotta be back up, bro.
Because she needs you to do it. She's gonna be like, I do it all the time. You can't do it this once.
Oh, God. I didn't want the dog.
I do all this and take care of the dog.
The Laura Gill trips are legendary.
The Laura Gill trip? Oh, no, the Laura Gill trip will go on for a week. Weeks.
No, and by the way, I'll tell you the other reason why this gets no play from me, and I'm siding on Team Laura on this. Ricardo happened to marry or end up with and have a child with the coolest woman ever.
Facts.
The baby was 5 days old. They were in the street partying. These people managed to be responsible parents while living their lives. Let's not act as if he's been shut down and doesn't do anything fun, and he's just stuck in the house. Rick does dope on business trips to Vegas, Miami. So let the lady live with her little dog, man.
Yo, let's go to Leslie on line 4. Should Laura and them get a dog? Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you.
You should definitely get the dog. Raising a kid with a dog is the best thing for a kid. I promise you. I have 4 dogs, so I know.
Oh, well, see, I can't listen to you no more. You went over, you done jumped out the window. You're biased, you're overdoing it. 4 dogs. Come on.
Listen, I got 3 kids, right? 1 kid is kid.
Oh, God, there's too much going on in that house. Game of Thrones got down with 3 kids. Yo, Leslie, we love you, Leslie. Let's go to Jason on line 7. Should Laura and them get a dog? Is it dog time over there? Jason. Let's go to Kia. Kia on line 3. Kia.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Should Laura get the dog?
Laura, do not get that dog. Not now. Not now.
Girl, why?
I think the dog sitting with the baby. I got 2 kids. Don't do it. I know my husband probably listening like, I know my wife is not like, she's not, I'm not. Like, I have to give the dog to my brother. It's a lot of work. And then Ricardo's gonna get upset because then there's gonna be this where you're too tired to walk the dog and he's gonna have to take over and he will eventually stop. So don't do it.
I've had dogs before. I know what it takes to be a responsible dog owner. I've done this.
Well, so,
I've been about this life.
no, you are a very responsible dog owner. You did a great job. Life is very different. At the time.
Honestly, life might have been crazy.
It might have been crazy.
Big outside.
Dogs are different. Kiwi was a special kind of dog. You might get a dog that's just a nightmare.
Well, no, you know what? That's happened too. You know what? On that note, get the dog.
Really understand Buddhism and develop my spirituality. Should know what a food is. Yes, I am, Mom. Honey, you're not.
Imagine her.
Hang up on her. Hang up on her.
These people.
No love, man. No love.
No, I think people love dogs. I think, look, I can say this. I love dogs. cause a level of stress in my life that I am not prepared to handle. I'm not home enough. I feel like it's unfair.
Well, every situation is different. Laura doesn't have as much business travel as you have. It's a different situation. I know it will happen tomorrow. Listen, guys, it's all doable. It is all doable.
It's all doable.
Easy. I feel you, Lauren. I think you waited a long time too. Lauren was heartbroken when she lost Pee Wee. She waited. She appropriately grieved him. Is not replacing him.
That's right.
She waited and is now like, you know what? I would like to have that energy in my world again.
Now, for the audience, if you know Laura and Rosenberg is siding with Laura Stouts because they want to share dog pictures again. That's really what this is about. This is about sharing. We never
Share dog pictures. Yeah, what do you mean? We share dog pictures and videos every day. Bad take, bro.
Still, don't stop.
Almost guarantee you missed this headline because if you hadn't, you wouldn't be watching me on your phone right now because you would have yeeted your phone directly. If you're one of the millions of Americans pissed off about high egg prices,
Absolutely did. And I said, like many of the comments,
suppliers just reporting quarterly profits of $509 million. That is 3 times their quarterly profit for the same quarter last year. In fact, before egg prices went absolutely eggshit, this company's average quarterly profit was $5 million. But for the last 4 quarters, that jumped to $169 million per quarter.
But are you a socialist? I'm not sure what a socialist is.
My thing with a lot of these smart people and these, scientists, et cetera, you're only thinking about what you're trying to accomplish as a scientist in your lifetime for your legacy.
People able to
Not
take care
the
of themselves.
technologies being handed off to you once you're gone.
But are you a socialist?
I'm beyond that. I'm talking about the billion. There's billionaires right now freezing themselves trying to stay alive forever. There's a documentary I told you earlier, Laura, on Netflix about the guy who's taking some stay alive drug to see how long he can stay alive, and he made a bunch of million. All these tech dudes is out of their marbles. They think because they came up with something smart and made a lot of money that they have all the answers for humanity. And I got news for you. You don't.
Bro, I'm not even okay with, as much as I love dogs, I'm not even okay with dog. You know how they cloning of dogs. That is insane to me.
I thought about it.
What? That is insane. No.
Not gonna do it, but I thought about it. You're right.
People gotta think clear, bro. Yo, bringing back a direwolf is right there at Jurassic Park, guys. We're right there. Of somebody being like, hey, we went out to a remote island and we're gonna grow some dinosaurs and see what happens.
So I'm about to leave in a few minutes.
I believe all of this is really
Just wanted to protect this position.
They test the animals first. We
Absolutely.
This wolf popping.
This dog got cloned, Shawnee. This dog
And and it takes one crazy to be like, yo, where's Jesus' remains at? We need to bring it back.
Yeah.
See, all right, y'all think I'm wildin'.
Yeah, but what if we get a new Tupac out?
Listen, let's go to the gurus, man. I'm telling you, it takes one.
Culture is fun.
Remember the Tupac album? Who is that? You go to Bonnaroo and they say, who's headlining Bonnaroo? Eazy-E, Tupac, and Big Pun. It's lit.
For one concert.
Come on.
The Guru at ebrointhemorning.com. The Guru, ebrointhemorning.com. Where the gurus unite, shine the light.
Out of the darkness. Die.
All right. Well, I would argue that
Yo, you crazy. Because I was talking about how women huffing and puffing about things they said they wanted to do, and then once they're doing them, they're huffing and puffing and complaining about it. Dudes are like, bruh, exhausted. You wanted this, and now we gotta hear you huff and puff all the time. Mad dudes.
Let's cleanse the energy, burn the sage shots.
And once they're doing them, they're huffing and puffing. Y'all got this mad people texting me saying, yo, Yo, you crazy. Because I was talking about how women huffing and puffing about things that they said they wanted to do, and then once they're doing them, they're huffing and puffing and complaining about it. And dudes are like, bruh, exhausted. You wanted this. And now we gotta hear you huff and puff all the time. Mad dudes can relate.
Let's cleanse the energy, burn the sage, Shoni. All right, Rosenberg, hop on your lily pad and go through your emails. Who's out there? Who is in need of our help?
The Guru at ebrointhemorning.com. Send your email today, because we're still low. The Guru at ebrointhemorning.com. We need email. Because when I call, when I throw out the signal, then the inbox then gets full. So we need you again.
Don't be shy.
Hey, Gurus, love to the whole fam. This is not a relationship, Guru, but I need your help. Unfortunately, I haven't had the best role models in my life to set me up for success or to turn to for guidance. So I thought I'd ask you all, since you seem very wise and financially stable, LOL. Plus, I know this is Ebro's bag. I'm a 28-year-old woman preparing to move out of my mom's house.
Okay.
Finally getting my own apartment.
Love it. Good for you.
I have a pretty good job, making decent money, $26 an hour.
Oh, isn't it?
And I've been able to save a good chunk of it to move out and still have a cushion.
Okay.
That said, though, I didn't start my adult life out on the best foot, falling into credit card debt.
All right. Let's look at this one more time. 1 minute. This thing looks like it wants to try it again. 5, 4, 8, 4. 5, 4, 8, 4. Gold trade should be stopped out by now.